Hey everyone, and welcome to the How to Take Better Pictures webinar. My name's Dena Berry, and I'm so excited you're joining us today. I'm the owner of Images by Dena, and I've been a photographer for about 20 years and a teacher for half of that. And over that time, I've taught numerous students to take amazing photos with either their camera or their smartphones. But when I started out, I was just like you. My photos looked like this when I started out. They were out of focus snapshots with no clear subject and a hot mess in the background. But soon I took them to looking like this. Rules of composition were followed. A clear subject is there. They're in focus and tack sharp. So just like you, I was sick of my photos looking average and out of focus. I was tired of looking at other people's pictures and thinking that mine didn't compare and wondering how did they create such amazing images. I was worried. I was worried that I had purchased this amazing, beautiful camera and I had no idea how to use it. I was wanting family photos that I could hang on the wall, and I was tired of paying a professional to do that. I wanted to take my camera off of auto mode and to create a beautiful blurry background and to capture the catch lights in my subject's eyes. And yes, you can do that with your camera on your phone as well. It doesn't matter what you're using to take pictures. The tips that I'm going to give you will help you out. And in no time, your photos will go from this average looking snapshot that's blurry and unprofessional looking to a beautiful print-worthy professional looking photo that you'll be really happy to hang on your wall. So I have a ton of information to share with you guys. So I want you to grab your coffee or your glass of wine, depending on your time zone, and let's get started. And whatever you do, make sure you stick around to the very end for some super valuable information that will help you reach your photography goals even faster. Now let's talk about camera. So like I told you, when I started out, I was like you. But once I learned just a few things, my world opened up and completely changed. The first thing that rocked my world was letting go of auto. Now, you wouldn't let your car drive itself, would you? Well, at least not yet. Maybe in the future, but not today. You wouldn't start to build something without knowing how the power tools work, would you? Then why are you using this amazing piece of equipment on auto? It's making all the decisions on how your photos turn out. So step number 1 is let go of auto. Let go of auto and begin to take amazing photos. Like these. You get to control what's in focus. You choose the aperture to create a blurry background. You get to create amazing catch lights in your subject's eyes. You take control of your camera. When you let go of auto, you get to make the decisions and you get to watch your artistic vision come to life. You get to create the images that you've always wanted to create. Second thing that will change your photography world is using the rules of composition. The rules are a game changer. They immediately take your photo from looking like a snapshot to a professional print-worthy photo, and they're fun to use and help your creativity flow. Now take a look at these two photos. Which one do you like better? Most of you are going to say the one on the bottom. That's because it follows the rules of composition, the rule of thirds. These rules are guidelines to help your viewer know immediately what they're looking at in a photo and make the subject the star. In this photo, you don't know if the subject is the Eiffel Tower, the city buildings, the beautiful streets of Paris, but in this photo, you know immediately because your eye goes directly to this portion of the photo, the third portion of the photo, where the Eiffel Tower is the star. Learning the rules of composition not only give your photo a more polished, professional look, but it also helps to create images that are emotionally engaging. Take a look at this photo. The use of leading lines in the bench and the fence direct your eye to the subject, the boy pensively gazing off into the sunset. And again, here, the use of leading lines of the wall take you to the little girl, and they make you wonder, what's she thinking about or looking at? Begin using the rules of composition to tell your story and see an immediate change in your photographs. And lastly, for your camera, know your settings. I use the analogy of someone who's building a house or building any type of project. You wouldn't use tools without knowing how they work, would you? Well, why would you use an expensive camera if you don't know how it works? Knowing your settings is crucial to good photography. Knowing what ISO you need outdoors versus indoors. Knowing what shutter speed you need to capture movement and knowing what aperture is needed to create a blurry background is key to creating the images that you've always wanted to create. Feeling confident with your settings and knowing what to use when is a game changer in your photography. We've touched briefly on light, but I'm going to dive into that a little bit more now. Light is where I feel the photographic magic happens. It can make or break your picture. You can have the best equipment, the most wonderful subject, but if the light isn't working, it all falls flat. So making the light work for you is the last tip that we're going to discuss. If you've ever taken one of my classes, you've heard me say it, shoot for the light and not the location. If you know how to play with light, you can create an amazing photo anywhere you are. So again, shoot for the light and not the location. If you take a look at this photo, this was literally in the middle of a street, but the light was beautiful. It was warm and it wrapped around the subject. I pulled out a diffuser and I created an amazing photograph. You don't notice where we are. You can't see the cars or the street. All you notice is the warmth on the subject's face. And again, up here, the light streaming through that window was just perfect. So always remember to shoot for the light and not the location, and your images will be amazing. Here's an example of shooting for the light and not the location. I did a pullback so you could see what the final image, where the final image was shot. This is not a pretty area. It's not a great location. There's couches and chairs and tables all in the background, but the light again was stunning. So I set my subject on the chair, I angled her direction towards the light, and I created these amazing catch lights in her eyes. No one sees the background, no one sees the mess. It's all about shooting for light and not location. So tip number 2 is capture the light in your subject's eyes. One of the number 1 ways to make your photos look amateurish and average is by not following tip number 2. It brings life and light to your subject. That light is called catch lights. And see what a difference there is in the 2 pictures? Now this is adorable and he's a sweet, cute little boy, but his eyes look flat and not alive. Compared to this little girl where you see the catch lights, the twinkle in her eyes. It can make all the difference in your images. And it also makes it look more professional, not so much like a snapshot. Tip number 3 is probably the most difficult tip you're going to learn about all day. Practice and push yourself using lighting. Push your boundaries. Practice at times of day that you normally wouldn't. Use your light creatively. Use backlights, silhouettes, and utilize the golden hour and the blue hour. Push your photography with lighting, and you will be amazed at what you can do. Look at how the light affects these photographs. The beautiful shots shot at golden hour, setting the mood for the photo. The photo here that's shot in black and white, with only the light of the window coming through. Lighting changes your photography game, and like I said, shooting for the light and not the location is so key on your photographic journey. So whatever you do, learn to utilize light. I know how frustrating it can be to have a beautiful, expensive camera and not know how to use it. I've taught many students like you learn to take better photos in an easy, relaxed, understandable way. Just listen to what Kieran had to say. She very quickly lost her anxiety and managed to take photos in manual mode. Val felt more confident about her photography, and Lisa even gets asked by friends and family to take their photos. I can help you be like Val, Kieran, and Lisa, or any of the others I've helped starting out. There's so much to learn when you're just beginning. Stop wasting time searching Google and YouTube. I give it to you all in one place, and I walk you through step by step. It doesn't matter if your goals are to become a better personal photographer, you want to just do it for a hobby, or you're actually looking to do it for a business. You're in the right place. This course is designed for you. Imagine knowing exactly what settings to use in every single situation. Imagine the thrill of knowing that every photo you take will be amazing, that you won't miss any more moments. I can help you get the feeling of success. The feeling that every time you turn on your camera, you're going to know exactly what settings to use. And every time you turn on that camera, you're going to get amazing photos. But not only that, I'm going to give you all of these bonuses. You're going to receive the printable top tip reference card, the little black book of photo poses, the video on how to manage your photos, and unlimited access to the private Learn Photography with Dena Facebook group. If you've enjoyed this webinar and want to take your photos from average looking snapshots to amazing print-worthy photos like these, I can help you. You still have questions? Well, let me answer a few for you. I often get asked about access to the course. You get 16 video tutorials, 14 workbooks, immediate access to the online classroom, and lifetime unlimited access to this course material. You immediately can go in and get your bonuses, and it's there forever. Another question I often get asked is, do I need a camera? It does help. You don't have to own a camera, but it does help to have access to a camera so you can practice all the amazing techniques you're learning. What if you're not tech savvy? That doesn't matter at all. It is the easiest course to take. You click the course and it's there. You can download the PDFs and you can watch the videos easily. And we also have a full-time tech support if needed. And the price? Yes, that's often a huge question I have. Your price is $47. So you get all 16 videos, all 14 workbooks, all the free bonuses, the top tip reference card, the little black book of poses, the video on how to organize and manage your photos, and unlimited access to the Facebook group for $47. I hope you guys had as much fun today as I did. I hope I've answered all your questions. But if for some reason I didn't, please reach out to me. You can touch base with me via my Facebook page, Images by Dena, my Instagram @Images by Dena, or shoot me an email, imagesbydena@gmail.com, and I'll be sure to get right back to you. Thanks again for joining me today, and don't forget to click that button below to let me help you let go of auto.